Hi, if you're getting to this video, I recommend using the subtitles to better help you guys understand me. Also, sorry about not uploading for a while, I was busy with some stuff, but I'm back to weekly uploads. Deathloop launched on September 14, 2021 as a time exclusive for PS5 and PC. It arrived on Xbox a year later with plenty of hype behind it. Critics and players alike give it high praise, and it currently holds a strong 88 on Metacritic. But now a few years have passed and the excitement has settled down. Does Deathloop still deserve that score? Is it worth picking up in 2025, especially now that it's free on Epic Games or available on Game Pass? That's exactly what I want to find out. In this review, I'll go over what Deathloop does well, where it stumbles, and whether it still delivers a great experience today. One of Deathloop's strongest points is its combat feels fast, snappy, and responsive. The gunplay easily holds its own against shooters like Call of Duty or Doom. Shooting just feels satisfying with solid feedback and sound design that makes every weapon feel unique. Melee combat is surprisingly well done too. There is only one dedicated melee weapon. The animations and effects are smooth and impactful. It's often used for stealth takedowns, but even when it isn't, it still feels good to use. You can also get a wide range of weapons, more than 10 in total, and each can come in different color varieties. Some rare versions even come with special traits like faster reloads or silent shots. You can also upgrade your weapons with mod slots that allow for 3 or 2 attachments depending on the weapon. On top of that, there are character trinkets that give passive buffs. These include things like faster sprint, quick healing, or taking less damage. The real game changer though is a set of supernatural powers you get from defeating visionaries who act as boss fights. Powers like teleporting, chaining enemy damage, or going invisible add a whole new layer of depth to gameplay. You can mix and match loadouts to suit your playstyle, and that flexibility keeps things fresh even after multiple loops. Since Deathloop is a game that relies on repetition, this variety in combat and customization is crucial as it helps prevent the experience from getting stale and keeps each loop feeling just a little different. For all the good things Deathloop does, it's not without its flaws. The user interface is a bit of a mess. It's overloaded with visuals and icons, and navigating through menus can feel clunky. It almost feels like the developers were trying to mimic the stylish UI of games like Persona, but didn't quite pull it off. Instead of being intuitive, it ends up being overwhelming, especially for new players. Enemy AI is another area that doesn't quite live up to the rest of the game. The enemies are often slow to react and sometimes completely unaware of the player, even at close range. For a game that encourages planning and precision, to be fair, there is lore explanation that somewhat justifies their behavior. This lack of intelligent opposition can break immersion, and being overpowered does have its appeal, but still feels like a missed opportunity. Also worth mentioning is the lack of variety in enemy types. Aside from the visionaries, there are only about 5 regular enemy types, which can make the combat feel repetitive after a while. You'll eventually start recognizing the same enemy behavior across different maps and times of day. What really surprised me was how much I ended up enjoying the story. At first glance, Deathloop might seem like it's just about stylish action and time loops, but the game slowly unfolds genuinely interesting narrative. The mystery around who you are and why you're stuck in the loop, and how the visionaries connect to everything is compelling. The story is paced in a way that encourages exploration, piecing together lore from audio logs, notes, and side quests. The voice acting is top tier. Almost every character feels believable, but the two leads, Cole and Juliana, steal the show. Their banter is funny, sharp, and often surprisingly emotional. The charisma between the both of them adds a lot of depth to the story, and you can tell the actors really understood their roles. The art style is another standout element. At first glance, the 60s retro-futuristic look might not seem all that unique, but the more time you spend in the game, the more you appreciate how much detail has gone into every corner. The environments are filled with personality. Each map feels like a lived in place, packed with hidden items, clues, and interesting design choices that all serve the world building. The interiors in particular stand out, with stylish furniture, colorful lighting, and posters that reflect the tone of the world perfectly. Deathloop combines its visual story and setting in a way that feels seamless. You can tell the developers put a lot of thought into making everything feel connected, and the result is a game world that's both immersive and stylish. 4 years later, Deathloop is still a strong title. It has a few rough edges, especially in terms of its UI and enemy AI, but its core experience holds up remarkably well. The combat is dynamic and customizable, the story is engaging, and the world is full of style and personality. If you missed it when it first launched, now is actually the perfect time to jump in, whether you grabbed it on Game Pass or pick it up for free on Epic Games. You're getting a high quality game with plenty to offer, even if the novelty of its time loop mechanic has worn off slightly. The gameplay systems and presentation are strong enough to keep you invested from start to finish. So, does Deathloop still deserve an 88 on Metacritic? Honestly, yes, it might not be flawless, but it's unique, stylish, and a whole lot of fun. It's a great reminder of what happens when developers make something they truly care about. Also, in a time when so many games play it safe, Deathloop still feels fresh in 2025. Thank you for watching this video. Leaving a like, comment, and subscribing would mean a lot. Also, see you guys next week with another review.